Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bulletcast, the only sports recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. I'm your host, Philip Antwine. I am your reigning, defending, undisputed Bulletcast champion, and yes, I am the Podfather. I am joined by the man I dethroned for the title, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon. How's it going there, guy?
I'm going great. As you notice, I'm behind the computer today because I am a technical wizard. And unlike last week when we had technical difficulties, I fixed everything.
There were some hard times.
I fix everything.
And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the podcast ever, Senor Benjamin.
Who? I'm not Senor Benjamin. I'm Joe.
Watch your Matt Hardy there, guy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this performance-enhancing audio. Chicago goes all in. The highly anticipated 10,000-seat show put on by Cody and the Young Bucks officially has a location. It's not really Chicago. It's like 45 minutes west of Chicago. But, yeah.
I mean, when they first announced this is pretty much the spot we thought it would be. Not this exact arena, but we thought Chicago was the place to be. It's in the middle of the country, so people from the West Coast can come in, people from the East Coast can come in, not a terribly long flight, and then Chicago's maybe the number one spot for wrestling fans right now.
Yes, it's very interesting, and rumors have it that the drug-free bear, or whatever that's on the Being the Elite series, is going to be, in fact, my boy CM Punk.
I mean, that's some hot takes right there.
How is that even possible?
It's a drug-free bear. CM Punk is straight edge. He's drug-free.
Oh.
It's in Chicago. Connect the dots there, guy.
I tried to, but you know.
I mean, I said if you want 10,000 seats, I don't know if they need CM Punk.
Nah,
but if they have CM Punk, that's going to put them over the edge, and they're going to turn away some people.
Some other news related to the All In show. There was an article written about Cody Rhodes on the website, The Ringer. I forget it's not on the script, yeah, I know, but I forget the person who wrote it. Honestly, people need to go read it. It's about a 30-minute read, but it's a really great story. It talks about Cody leaving the WWE and some really emotional stuff with, like, not even just the last few days of Dusty's life, but like the last few hours Cody had with Dusty, and it got to the point where Brandy had to throw away the clothes he was wearing at the time of Dusty's death because he just couldn't deal with it. So it's a very interesting read. It talks about his journey leaving WWE, having this career renaissance, and going into the All In show. So it's something very, very interesting to read. All right, moving on from that, the Young Bucks tease a Mania match. The Bar, they go on Twitter and say, "Hey, we have nobody left to face," and then the Bucks tweet, "Hey, we're available that date." So a possible one-off with the Bucks.
Nah. It should be War Machine. It should be War Machine. War Machine should come on in here, show the tag team division of Raw that, you know what, they mean business. That's War Machine to me. They should go against the Bucks.
They just got there. They're in NXT at the moment. Let's get the NXT straps on them first. You know.
Yeah, well, that's kind of hard though. It's kind of hard.
Brandon, thoughts?
I mean, it's just the Young Bucks putting their name out there, trying to make some waves. They're not going to wrestle the Bar. The Bar might not even have a match at WrestleMania, is what I'm hearing.
I've heard those rumors also. All right, my boy Jeff Hardy, he is cleared to compete.
Brother Nero.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Well, let's see. All right, Taylor Hendricks and Alexa Bliss have been having a little Twitter war. Hendricks, I'm a huge fan of. She says, "Hey, you're holding my title." She's been tweeting WWE and stuff like that. So is she hinting at showing up at TakeOver New Orleans in the crowd, or what? What are we doing?
I don't really know Taylor Hendricks that well. I only know her because you love her so much.
Hey, the vicious vixen, you know.
But if it's between Alexa Bliss and Taylor Hendricks, you know I got to stick with my girl Alexa Bliss.
I mean, I will have to stick with Alexa because, you know, yeah, I'm not going to play the sound effect. But it could be a nice little, their personalities could clash, and I think it'd be something interesting to watch on WWE TV. All right, some really big news. WWE is planning the largest Royal Rumble match ever. Thoughts on this one?
Saudi Arabia, here we come.
It's just a gimmick. It's just going to be a bunch of mid-carders in a 50-person battle royal.
Yeah.
So
I mean, names like Roman and AJ, Hunter, John, they've all been announced, but you can't call it a Royal Rumble match.
So is it just going to be like a one-match thing? Just the entire show is just that one match? Because the 30-man Rumble is like an hour. You put 50 people in it, that's going to be like at least 2 hours, probably.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't call it a Royal Rumble match. Like, what?
What, you're just gonna call it a big ass battle royal?
But
Yeah,
but my question is, are they going to put in 2 rings for this, or is it just going to be
no,
one
This ain't
ring?
World War Three.
no. They're,
Hey, I would say put 2 rings in there, then go ahead and set up, just
I,
like what they did at Starcade.
yeah, no. That I don't think we're gonna do all that.
Mm,
But I mean, that's like the NFL saying, "Hey, we're gonna have this Super Bowl thing over in England." Like, no, there's already a Super Bowl here in America. Why would you do that? I mean,
What happens if they win the match?
exactly. Like,
mhm.
is there a title opportunity for like a SummerSlam or a next big pay per view, or like what are we doing here? You can't just like don't tamper with something sacred like the Rumble and the opportunity to go on and headline Mania. Especially this is happening weeks after WrestleMania. So I mean, if they were to put it on the network and there was a title opportunity to be had, then okay, yeah, I could see that, But I don't know if this is not televised and it's just a 50 guys, just being thrown all over the place, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that it's going to be all up to Vince anyway. I mean, who's going to have creative control? Triple H on this? Is Triple H going to be, designing what's going to happen, or what's going on? Who's the main man, the masterminding this whole thing?
It's only a glorified house show. Who does it really matter? I mean, they're gonna do it. Are they doing it like in a cricket stadium or something? I mean, it's some big ass arena. So
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
exactly what they do in Saudi Arabia, but
Yeah.
they're doing it. They're trying to draw these people, and then they're supposed to do something again in Australia down the road. But
Down under.
I don't know.
All right. WWE's going to be debuting some new titles soon. First off, the WWE Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship.
Don't care.
Mm-mm.
Don't care.
All right. Well, in other news, 6 men will be competing to become the very first ever NXT North American Champion at Takeover New Orleans in
Now
a
this
ladder match.
now this one, it makes a little bit more sense, but NXT has a small roster as it is. That, I mean, it's kind of like it's going to be the Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, it's a
Yeah.
secondary title,
Yeah.
so you can have you kind of use it to have the mid card people feud if
Yeah.
you don't really have like a set thing to feud over. You just throw them in there, have a title match. I don't think it's going to be as prestigious as the NXT title. I mean, maybe it will be. We never know. But
Yeah. I mean, rumors have been going around for years that they were going to create an NXT television title, or since they're on the network, an NXT network title. But the North American Championship, I don't know. We have an Intercontinental Champion. We have a champion of the UK.
But yeah, they already
We've-
have. That one doesn't make any sense. They already have the UK Championship. What's the point of putting the North American Championship in there?
I-
And there's no real specifications of the UK Championship. We've seen Roderick Strong challenge for it.
Johnny
We've,
Gargano.
we've seen people defend it outside the United Kingdom. So there's no real like reasoning for it. I mean, the Intercontinental Championship, that's the same thing as a World Championship. North American Championship, are they just going to defend it on the North American soil?
I don't know. The Intercontinental title, somebody said it's not necessarily the same as a world title because it doesn't like
It's
something
it,
about the major bodies of water. I
but
don't
but
know.
it means every single continent. You're not going to wrestle on a body of water. You're not going to wrestle on a boat.
I'd wrestle on the boat.
Yeah.
Jericho's Cruise.
Well,
Jericho's Cruise.
there's not an Intercontinental Championship on the line there.
It
I
could
don't-
be.
I don't know. You never know. All right. Yeah, the North American title. The people who will be competing in this: Ricochet, EC3, the Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane, and I'm missing somebody. There's 6 guys. I'm missing somebody.
I can make you have to look it up.
No, we're fine. Well, Takeover New Orleans. It's gonna be coming. It's gonna air on the network in a few weeks with the episode where this is announced. So it's all gonna be fine.
You dropped your pen.
Hey,
At least I didn't hit it out of your hand this time.
yeah, that hurt my heart. All right, moving on from that, Vince McMahon wants Alberto Del Rio to return to World Wrestling Entertainment. Last week, Del Rio was at WWE headquarters filming something for Rey Mysterio, and he had a meeting with Vince.
Why would Alberto Del Rio? He's doing good right now in the independent scene. He is. He's doing good. Well, except for the cases that he gets and stuff, but they don't need to bring Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto Del Rio don't need to go back to WWE.
Honestly,
He needs to.
I don't
want
want to see Alberto Del Rio. I don't want to look at him, or El Patron, or whatever you're calling yourself.
Is he going to have to be on SmackDown? Because I don't know if him and Paige can be on the same show.
He can't be on SmackDown. Xavier Woods is on SmackDown.
Does that really matter?
I mean,
that was
he said he'd beat him up too when the guy with the big nose, referring to Triple H. But no, I mean, we have Andrade Cien Almas. He's the next big thing. He's a better worker than Del Rio, in my opinion. So
he did Del Rio's little stomp on the top rope, and actually made sense because he held the person's arm.
yeah, Del Rio just let him hang.
And then he has to do like a sit up for like 10 seconds while Del Rio's pandering to the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, that and Naomi's kicks, I hate with a passion. I'm just saying.
Always about those kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't need to see Del Rio back in WWE. All right, Hillbilly Jim is going in the WWE Hall of Fame.
That's good right there. He's a legend. He's a legend.
I mean,
Hulk Hogan went ahead and helped train him and bring him up.
Oh yeah, you're from that era.
Hey, I'm old school. That's the way I am.
I mean, Hillbilly Jim, he had a tag title run like back in '92, I believe. He was in the Gimmick Battle Royal at WrestleMania X7, or do we call it 17?
I call it 17 because people don't call it X8.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people, different people talk about this. I don't know. I mean, WWE, they don't really have any credentials of getting in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Jeff Jarrett, he's more deserving of the WWE Hall of Fame than this for obvious reasons. I take back a lot of the stuff I said about Jarrett on that one pod. I took some time to really think about it. It makes sense. It's fine. Plus, With My Baby Tonight it was a slap back in the day. But thoughts on Hillbilly Jim going in?
Well, I mean, he paved the way for a lot of people too. You know, you got to remember
What did he do?
he was one of the giants in the game. That's why when Hulk Hogan went ahead and trained him up, Hulk Hogan showed him, okay, you know what? He got the whole cowboy gimmick. He got the whole overalls. He had everything going on, and I believe he was also he was the Intercontinental title holder.
No,
wasn't
he was not. No, he
wasn't. I don't know. And social media
Don't
could get
disgrace
back
that
on me
title
on
like
that.
that.
Well, you never know. Back in
He
the
wrestled.
days,
He wrestled with some midgets at WrestleMania 3.
that
Yeah.
was a good one.
I remember that.
That was good. Come
One
on.
of the midgets is going to induct him, by the way.
They are.
I don't know.
That
Maybe
was cool.
Maybe Hulk Hogan inducts him. This is how you get Hulk Hogan in. He inducts Hillbilly Jim. That's
Uh-huh.
exactly how we all thought it was going to happen.
It makes perfect
With the
sense.
midgets.
Was
They're
there,
called little people now.
was there a black midget?
Uh,
Because if so, then I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know.
Because remember, Hulk Hogan doesn't like black.
Anyways, I don't have a problem with Hillbilly Jim. He's kind of just like the lower card,
Yeah.
not comedy figure, because it's the Hall of Fame. He's not going
Yeah.
to go out there and dance. I mean, he might. We don't know what's going to happen, but I don't have a problem.
PSAs did it.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's just because the WWE Hall of Fame, it's not a real Hall of Fame. There's no real credentials. It doesn't really matter. It's just a show. I don't know what Hillbilly Jim's doing in his spare time, so I assume he's probably a good citizen. He's a good guy. Maybe he'll surprise us with a great speech.
Could this be like the weakest Hall of Fame class, though? I mean, we have strong ones like the Dudleys and Goldberg, but I'm really looking at like the rest of the ones. Like, I mean, Jarrett's the one like, oh, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Because if you look at even last year was a pretty strong one. And years past, 2013 was a strong one. They had Foley going there. They had Booker T. 09, your boy Steve Austin went in. I mean, I don't know. We'll see with the whole Hall of Fame class. It could be a great one. You never know.
We haven't had a celebrity yet. That's the only
thing that's missing.
And technically, we don't have like the token black guy, but I guess Devon is the token black guy, and then the kid.
Devon is the token black guy. You're right. All right. Speaking of WWE Hall of Fames, assemble your own WWE Hall of Fame class of people who are not yet in there. Should I go first?
Sure. Why not?
All right. My headliner is she's at the end of the list. I will say it's a she. But first one up, Miss Elizabeth. She's first up. I mean, the first.
So are we going off the fact that she's dead? Is that
No.
so? We're going off the fact that she's alive and she's going to give a speech.
No. I'm just saying the people who should be in there.
Okay, so she's not going to get. So then, okay. I have dead people on my list. I'm not going to put a dead person as my headliner. I'm just saying, especially Miss Elizabeth. No disrespect to her,
Yeah.
but she's no Macho Man. Macho Man deserves to be in there more than she does.
I mean, Miss Elizabeth. I mean,
she should be in there.
she should be in there. I mean,
She
she
should
was
be
like
in there.
what Jackie Kennedy was like to the Oval Office and like America during that time. She was to professional wrestling in a certain era. I mean,
But then it's kind of the thing of like, it's like, oh, whatever happened to Miss Elizabeth? You're like, oh,
yeah.
that's what happened.
Lex
to her.
Luger happened.
Yeah, and then she dies, and then
Yeah.
we're like, oh,
I mean,
man, I thought Miss
yeah.
Elizabeth was good, wholesome, fun, but no.
Miss Elizabeth, she carried herself with such like pageantry and grace. It was a good time when she said she'd marry Macho Man. That was a heartwarming moment. It was
I cried. I did.
this
I
guy.
didn't cry because I wasn't born yet. So
Yeah,
We'll see.
you know,
You guys need to go
we're
back
old
to the
we're
WWE
shaming the
Network.
old man right now.
shame the old guy. All right,
So I think for a tag team, what happened to the Steiner brothers?
Scott
They
Steiner hates Triple H. That's what happened.
Well, come on, the Steiner brothers. I mean, they did it. They did it in professional wrestling back in the day. I mean, they went to WCW. They won titles there. I mean, I really think you got to put the Steiner brothers in that list as well.
All right.
I thought you said you're supposed to make like a whole class.
No, we are. We're going like.
So I'm supposed to like pick my headliner.
No, you don't have to say your headliner right off the top.
All right, because I have a lot of people. I don't know who I should pick.
We have 8 picks, by the way.
8
ladies and
picks. That's a
gentlemen.
lot.
That's
That's a long time. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with like the bottom of the barrel, but he definitely should be in there because he's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, and that's the Honky Tonk Man.
He's just a honky tonk.
The Honky Tonk Man has said some bad things about WWE and Vince McMahon and all that stuff, so there's probably no way he's going to get in the Hall of Fame for real. So, but he should be in there just because he's a fun. It's fun. It's all good and fun, and
all
I would
good
love
in
to
the
see.
hood.
And I'd love to see him do a speech, and he's like, yeah, Vince, I'll be fine, I'll be great, and then he just turns on everybody and just buries Vince and everything. That'd be fun.
All right.
Would be.
So there you go.
All right. I'll jump back into it. Demolition. They had the longest reigning tag title reign for a very long time up until the New Day broke it recently. I mean, were they kind of like a knockoff of the Road Warriors in a sense with the face paint and the spikes? Yeah, but from what I heard, they could really work crowds on house shows, especially out here in the Cow Palace when WWF would come out here back in the day. Some great heels. They had really solid matches. I enjoyed Demolition. I think they should go in.
Now, I don't know if any of you guys are gonna say this one, but Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He's not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, come on. Everybody loved him with
Talked
the
and shop,
shears.
eh?
You know what I mean? And then the barbershop, that
Barbershop window with the Rockers. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, put him in the Hall of Fame. He needs it.
All right.
He'll give you a free haircut too.
Brandon.
Okay, so let's see. There's just so many people I have on my
So
list.
many.
So many. So I guess next person, I'll go with Vader. Vader needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Vader does deserve to be in the Hall of
And
Fame. You're right.
He's having some health issues right now, so we don't know how much longer he has to live. Don't want to be morbid or anything, but
He's still having those?
just saying the truth right now. Vader, he said he's only got like a couple more years to live.
Like when that news first broke a couple years ago, I heard like a couple months.
I don't know.
I guess.
But anyways, Vader should be
outlived
in there. He's one of the greatest big men of all time. Had a great run in Japan. I have some more Japanese people that I'm going to say, and I'm pretty sure you ain't going to say because I'm the smart person over here. And I'm probably going to say somebody that you're never going to think of. Maybe he knows. He probably knows who I'm going to say. Maybe next. Maybe I'll say my next pick.
You never
Maybe.
know. All
I'm
right.
so smart.
My next pick, the British Bulldogs, another great tag team.
Mhm.
I mean, Innovators, the Dynamite Kid, he's still alive. So if they barely, yes, that's right. If they were to go in, he could roll on out to the stage and kind of talk about the British Bulldog, and Davey Boy could accept on Bulldog's behalf. I think it'd be a nice moment for the WWE Hall of Fame.
Me, it's got to be X-Pac. This may be controversial right there, but you got to remember he ran in the NWO. He was also the 1-2-3 kid.
The Lightning Kid,
The 1-2-3 kid.
the Lightning Kid also.
Okay, well,
6-pack, six.
The
six
kid.
pack.
The 6-pack.
Okay, bro. He was trying to, but anyways, I mean, come on. He went ahead during the whole WCW, the Attitude Era. He went from, the NWO, then it goes to Degeneration X.
One of the few people to do that. Yeah, all right.
I think he should be in it. I
You gave us a drop for the pod. Yeah, throw X-Pac in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, just because of that. Just
no,
because of that.
actually.
No, he had a great career.
I met the man.
We met the man also.
And he was, everybody portrays him as a bad guy in a sense because of all the personal stuff, but in the ring he was a complete talent. He knew it.
Yeah,
He knew
people
what to
don't
do.
realize X-Pac has a very great mind for this business, and a lot of people don't really.
He tore his asshole for this business.
He
Yep.
did. he did do
And
that.
that's dedication because he stood in there and he went to the after party afterwards.
That's
He's
That's
bleeding out his ass.
dedication. Goddammit, Brandon. Who
So
you
if we're
got?
talking about X-Pac, I think you know who I'm going to pick next. Then I don't know what that was. Hopefully the video's still recorded, so everyone could have saw that. But anyways, I'll go with China.
Mm-hmm.
China definitely should be in there. We saw in the Ivory package that China was in there a lot. So
She
maybe
was.
maybe Triple H and Stephanie have kind of gotten past all that and be like, you know
She
what?
had to die for this to happen, but yeah.
I know. But I mean, China, she's had her ups and downs, and she was on the right track. But then I think she went back down the wrong road, and that's how she died and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
China definitely deserves it. And there's another woman on my list that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, well, I'm gonna jump over back here. Dean Malenko,
That's it.
the Iceman, the James Bond, so to speak. I mean, his matches in WCW for the cruiserweight title were unbelievable. Great matches with Eddie Guerrero and ECW. Great stuff with Jericho. Great, really tremendous stuff with Rey Mysterio in WCW. Then he comes over with the Radicals to WWF. He had a really nice career. People don't really think of Malenko as like a top star, so to speak, but he was a great technician. One of the reasons why Daniel Bryan became a wrestler. So he was a great influence.
And he's a producer right now.
He's a producer.
So
yeah.
I mean, him and X-Pac, I don't think there's any question they're definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame one
Yeah.
day, especially since X-Pac is Triple H's boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Malenko was one of the horsemen in those reincarnations of that group. But Joe, who else you got?
Well, you know what? You guys are using a lot of the names that I actually came up with, but I mean, I guess we looked at the same social media platform. But
These are off the top of the dome.
I got
bro.
way more.
We're at 4 right now.
we're at
People.
4.
Go to like not in the Hall of Fame for WWE.
I've seen that.
And
Yeah.
I went there and I was like scrolling through and just looking at all people. I was like, oh, yep, that one.
What about this guy, Marty Jannetty? Because look at you have Shawn Michaels in there, right? You have Shawn Michaels, right?
If anything,
but
just
he
put the
needed a-
Rockers in the Hall of Fame and have Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels be there again.
I know.
Oh, like another Ric Flair?
Yep.
And then when DX goes in, he'll be in for a third time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
You
when
know,
the
that's a good
and then when
idea.
the NWO comes, Shawn Michaels will be in there too.
A four-time Hall of Fame.
There you go.
There you go. See, it works.
And then the Click will go in
Oh.
5-time.
Exactly.
There you go. Especially like 20 years from now
His-
when they're just running out of ideas.
I know his little tag with Cena from like 07, throw him in again, All right, keep going with Jannetty.
Well, Jannetty was, basically Shawn Michaels' wingman, right? He was actually, when you see him in the ring, and you see him, he was doing high spots, and then he has a reputation in I believe it was the AWA as
Yeah.
well, where they had the rivalry with Rock and Roll Express
Yeah.
at that time. So if you look at Marty Jannetty, because Shawn Michaels kicked him in the face and split up the Rockers,
And coined the
but
term the Jannetty for tag teams, yeah.
but you can actually put Jannetty in there because if it wasn't for Jannetty, Shawn Michaels wouldn't have made it to the next level of his career because of Jannetty, and that's the truth.
I don't
And
think
you guys are
I don't
looking
think that's-
at each
I don't
other
think
like-
that's
that's
the-
possible.
That's not the truth.
Shawn Michaels, greatest in-ring performer of all time. I mean, I don't know.
Shawn
I mean,
Michaels
I think he would have
is
got
good.
there whether he had Jannetty or not.
Marty Jannetty was dead weight.
He really
Ah.
was.
Hot takes.
God.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Anyways,
You're fourth.
so I said I have another woman on my list,
All right.
and I don't think she'll ever get into the Hall of Fame.
Kelly?
No, just because of what's going on right now. Sable.
Oh.
Sable needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Literally and figuratively, one of the hottest people in WWF history. She was selling out Playboy. She was like, people tuned in just to see her.
Her,
Like she,
her stuff with Tori Wilson?
she was terrible in the ring, but that doesn't matter. You have people who just like, people who are like Ivory. No offense to Ivory, but Sable deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than Ivory does.
I mean, hey, what was Sable's phrase? All the women want to be me and all the men want to be with me? I mean, if it was like 2003, then yeah, but like she's got Brock now, and I'm a little off that train. All
I was
right.
always a Sunny boy, but
Oh,
Sunny's gone downhill.
Sonny's done
I mean-
some. She pawned her ring. That's a
Mhm.
whole other story. All right, my number 5. He had a red face. I'm going Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard. Of course,
Yeah.
one of Vince's
I love
right hand guys throughout the golden era, going into the new generation, the Attitude Era, and he was there all the way up until like '08. I mean, Bruce Pritchard's been there for a
So
lot.
do you induct him as Bruce Pritchard as like a backstage person, or do you induct him as Brother Love? Because I mean, Brother Love speech for like 5-10 minutes might get a little old.
Probably just Bruce Pritchard. Then he can like do his Dusty impersonation and his Macho and his Vince. Because I mean, Bruce
And he
Pritchard
can plug his podcast.
and he can plug his product, something to wrestle with. I mean, Bruce Pritchard, he was there for a lot of great moments. He and Pat Patterson coming up with stuff. Bruce Pritchard convincing Vince to put the title on Shawn. So I mean, I got to give it to my boy, Brother Love.
Yeah.
All right, what's
That,
your number 5?
that was actually a good one, man. That was actually a real good one.
Uh,
I wish I
I'm
could have
out
took
here.
that one. I
I'm
wish I
out
could have took that one. But I'm gonna have to say, and then you guys are probably gonna look at me and say you're crazy, again, just like the last picks. But the motto, Rick Martel. He's arrogant. He's the arrogant man of all men, but he was
Ric
also
Flair's
part of
arrogant.
Strike.
Mr. Perfect was arrogant. What's your point?
No, he was a part of Strike Force because of because of Rick Martel and Tito
Strike Force,
Santana.
the MMA promotion.
Yeah,
No, Strike Force from back in the day.
Oh,
We
okay.
gotta go. You know what? You could look them up in the WWE Network for $9.99. Well, of course, I haven't paid for that yet, but that's another story. But if you look at the model Rick Martel, he even had Sensational Queen Sherry with him, didn't he? At one of the
I didn't follow Martel's career, so I'm not sure.
oh
Sure, why not? Let's just say he did.
Yeah, everybody had Sherry.
Shout out Sherry.
man.
Kurt Angle had Sherry, All right, Brandon, who you got?
So where are we at? 5?
Yep.
Okay, so someone who definitely should be in the Hall of Fame, who everyone should know his story, because he was a great wrestler, and it was cut way too soon. Do you know where I'm going? Take a wild guess.
Just tell us.
It was Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
I thought about that one. I really did.
Because I was talking with my boy about this, and I was like, Bruiser Brody? He didn't know who Bruiser Brody is. I was about to slap the piss out of him.
I know, especially the way his death happened and all that stuff.
He could have, like, after this, or after the death, he probably was going to go to WWF, be with Hulk Hogan, could have main evented at WrestleMania or two. He could have been, like, a big star. People would have known.
Bruiser Brody,
He could have been like Andre the Giant big.
I know,
but no.
he was a hardcore boy. He could really go out there and slug you for real, Bruiser Brody. I mean, I've seen a couple of his matches. I was enthralled with his work and the way he would work a match and work a crowd. Bruiser Brody definitely deserves to go in the WWE.
And if he was alive today, all the stories he would tell.
Oh
Woo.
man.
I mean, him and Stan Hansen going back and forth in a shoot tape, that'd be crazy.
That'd be amazing. Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody just slugging each other for like 15 minutes would be amazing. All right, man. Number 6, Jim Crockett Sr. I mean, founded Jim Crockett Promotions. He had some stuff with Eastern States Championship Wrestling. Crockett would be the chief lieutenant of the NWA. He would sell out Greensboro Coliseum, a 6,000-seat arena, which would later go and form with WCW. And just the whole history of that. His son took it over. It just he was like the founding father for a lot of the stuff that would transpire over like decades and decades and decades on. So Jim Crockett Sr., WWE Hall of Fame.
There we go.
There you go.
So my number 6, right? This is my number 6, right?
Yep.
Number 6.
What a long way to go.
I know.
We're almost done. After 6, we got 2 more picks. And
That
we're
would
done.
just whatever. I got more picks, but
Oh, honorable mentions.
Well, they should have put him in this year. The Undertaker. He's done. I mean, he's done it all. He's done it all, but he's only fighting once a year now.
He still
with
has to
WrestleMania.
wrestle the Cena. I mean the Hogan
I don't-
of our generation.
The John
Yeah,
Cena,
face
Hogan.
the
No,
nation.
they're not the same. They're not the same.
Kind of exactly the same thing.
Not really.
That's
not
the
really.
topic
see
for
John
another
Cena on
time.
Jimmy Fallon.
I did see John Cena and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
All right, so Taker.
I would have to say Taker. Taker, he fought against Hulk Hogan. He fought against John Cena. He fought against pretty much everybody on the roster right
When did
now.
he fight Cena?
He fought. Oh no, excuse me. That's going to be at WrestleMania, like you said.
I mean, Velocity 03, that was about it.
But like I said, he was a legend. He was a heavyweight champion. He did it all in the ring, and I remember just seeing him in his entrance coming out to the ring. I mean, that gives you chills.
All right.
So I sort of stayed away from the Undertaker's, Triple H, Rocks, the
Yeah.
people who you like, they're gonna go in one day. So I was trying to go underneath and be like the people who may never get in just because they're old. People aren't gonna forget about them, but someone who should be in the Hall of Fame. But WWE is a real Hall of Fame, and that's El Santo, because he's the greatest Mexican wrestler of all time. He's a giant superstar everywhere. Everybody in Mexico loves him. El Santo should be in the Hall of Fame.
All right.
Do you even know who El Santo is?
Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
You call yourself a wrestling fan. Do you know who El Santo?
You know what? No.
Oh, come on. I thought you were going to be there with me.
Put S.A. Rios in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, number 7.
Jeez.
Adorable Adrian Adonis.
Jeez.
I mean, he was a hefty boy, but he was flamboyant. He could bump. Like, he would take like those Bobby Heenan spinning bumps. I mean, this guy, he was something special. Unfortunately, his life was cut way too short due to a car accident. Adorable Adrian Adonis, the way he would kind of strut and just walk to the ring, it was something special, man. Adrian Adonis, the adorable one, needs to go in the WWE Hall of Fame. You're number 7. Who you got?
Twin Towers.
All right.
The Twin Towers. Hakeem, the Big Boss Man, again with Slick Rick. That was the Twin Towers.
Did you say Hakeem?
Hakeem
Hakeem the African Dream.
Hakeem the African
Dream.
Dream? One man gang?
That's it.
All right.
Put him in there. Yes, I'm old. Okay, I already understand that.
I just name dropped El Santo, and then nobody knew what I was talking about. And I'm supposed to be the young one.
It was back in the day. But you got to remember, I have a bad memory. But you look at remember the Mega Powers versus the Twin Towers. Remember that match?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
go back, check it out on the WWE Network. But I'm telling you, those were the days. That was the time when, it was just fun. It was fun to be a wrestling fan.
All right. You're number 7.
So, I don't really... So, I have my list, and I have like 4 people left. One of them was Paul Heyman. I was like, Paul Heyman might get in there one day. So, I have a tie for number 7. They're really not even like connected by any ways. But I'm just throwing them out there because I want them to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's Chief Wahoo McDaniel and Giant Baba, because I'm,
Giant Baba.
Got the greatest Native American wrestler of all time, who's actually Native American, by the way. I'm just saying.
Tatanka.
Chief J Strongbow is actually Italian. Anyways, so 2 great wrestlers. Unfortunately, they're both dead. So I told you, a lot of people I picked are all dead people. So if my Hall of Fame was a reality, it wouldn't be a great Hall of Fame because they wouldn't actually be giving speeches.
Yeah.
But they just deserve to be in there.
All right, my number 8. I told you it was a woman. I lied. It is the guy who, for about 85 weeks, beat Vince McMahon in the ratings. I'm talking my boy Eric Bischoff, headlining a Hall of Fame. I mean, in 2002, he made his way to Monday Night Raw, shook hands with Vince McMahon. Hell froze over.
All right, well, culture.
Hey, you're welcome. I mean, Eric Bischoff, the whole NWO thing, just brought in Hall and Nash, paid Hall and Nash more money when he thought they were still working for Vince. I mean, Bischoff, he did a lot of great stuff. He was an interesting businessman. I'm throwing him in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. That sounds.
Who's your last pick?
Sounds good. King Kong Bundy.
That's a hell of a headliner right there.
It's the funniest one because if you look at it, he was all married with children. He was the true superstar before, back in the day though. But like I said, King Kong Bundy was all married with children. That was a good show, by the way. And then WrestleMania 2, the steel cage match against Hulk Hogan. I mean,
WrestleMania 3 with the midgets.
Yep.
But okay, let's go back to WrestleMania 2.
Oh, sorry.
WrestleMania 2, that was for the title. That was for the title.
Did he win?
No, he lost, but still. I mean,
Hogan's the big blue cage.
The big blue cage.
Hey, those are good.
All right.
I wish they brought that one back.
Who's your last one?
So my headliner. You picked Eric Bischoff. So I'm gonna pick the person who went against Eric Bischoff, and that's gonna be Vince McMahon in the Hall of Fame, headlining the greatest person ever in WWE history. And this means this would be like his farewell tour. Vince McMahon retires, headlines the Hall of Fame. He says goodbye to everybody, enjoys being a billionaire, and he just goes off into the sunset. Never books another thing ever again.
Could you imagine?
Our Lord and Savior Triple H saves us all from the atrocities that Vince McMahon has been doing.
Could you imagine that production meeting? Hey Vince, who do you want to go in the Hall of Fame? Who's headlining it? God damn it, I'll do it. I mean, hey Vince, it's his creation.
Yeah.
Throw him in. Honestly, he could have did that like 10 years ago. Uh, I don't have a problem with it. That
Do
was
you think it'll ever happen while he's alive? Because I don't know if it'll. Because I don't think Vince. Because the whole thing with the Hall of Fame is Vince doesn't want people talking about him. So I don't know if Vince actually wants the whole show to be about him.
who knows.
But if he's like, okay, I'm done, and he's like one last rodeo, and like, let's say 5 years from now, it's his last ever WrestleMania he books, and he wants to be in the Hall of Fame, Vince will do it because he's Vince McMahon. He can do whatever he wants.
It really can. All right, let's get into the Raw recap.
Ooh, we're finally getting there.
I know we're finally there. Let's make it a long one. God damn it.
We're
All
already
right.
35 minutes in, so
It's fun. All right, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon have an encounter, a promo, a brawl of sorts.
a
Thoughts?
segment.
A segment.
Segment.
Thoughts on this?
I'll let you go first on this one.
I really enjoyed this.
It was very entertaining.
I don't know if they're gonna peak too early because I don't know exactly what are they gonna do. You can't have Ronda wrestle. You're not gonna have Stephanie wrestle. You're not gonna have Triple H or Angle wrestles. You're just gonna have them like in the ring having these segments over and over and over again. I really enjoyed the segment. I think Ronda's really good. She's not perfect by any means.
She's coming along.
She still has sad Ronda face or angry Ronda face and happy Ronda face. And there's no in between there, which we need
Just
to work
be
on
angry
that.
all the time.
Her cadence and her speaking ability is a little off, but it's kind of
But
quirky.
it's improving though.
It's quirky and it seems natural.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem so scripted.
the whole drum roll thing. The timing was bad.
Well, it's kind of like screw your drummer. I'm just gonna say you.
Yeah. All right. Angle and Hunter. How'd you feel about that?
I love the line of Kurt saying, "I thought you weren't here, Triple H." And Triple H, just forget about that. I'm here now. It was a great, way for the babyface to one up the heel and make the heel look like an ass.
The ankle lock.
Yeah, Kurt Angle is the best wrestler like he was 10 years ago, and it was fine. It was fine for what it was.
The Hunter's overselling.
Yeah, I don't know about Stephanie or Ronda putting her hands on Stephanie. I would have been fine with like a judo throw. Maybe not like a Samoan drop. I don't really equate a Samoan drop with Ronda Rousey.
I know, just like give her an armbar or something,
I mean,
Just a judo throw. Judo
guys,
throws are fine.
You guys are praising this though, but I mean, I'm kind of have to go the opposite way because look at Triple H, Kurt Angle, both of them have already had WrestleMania moments. Ronda Rousey should be fighting a singles match, a lumberjill match.
But she's never had a
with
wrestling. She's never had a
Stephanie
wrestling.
McMahon.
She's never had a wrestling match.
She's never had a wrestling match in her career.
If you-
Stephanie isn't a ring general. I don't trust them to go.
I
How
would
long would
think
how
that-
long would you have that match going?
8 minutes.
There's no way you can have a believable 8-minute match with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon.
But
The
see,
whole purpose of this is for Hunter and Angle to carry the match, and then Ronda she'll get tagged in. Stephanie she'll have to go on there, and then she'll tap her out, or I don't know, whatever. Ronda beats Stephanie. We all go home happy.
Everybody
Oh.
happy. Anyways,
I don't know. I didn't really. I don't really like that match. I mean, it should just be a singles match. It's just be the women going
No.
at it. That's the way I would see it.
No.
Because if Stephanie supposedly started the women's revolution, like she says
which
she does,
she did. Stephanie McMahon is the goddess of wrestling.
It really is. God.
I don't
forget
know
Alexa
about that,
Bliss.
man. But I'm still
It's all about
saying,
Stephanie.
that it should be a singles match. If they're trying to show, like, it's just like your favorite wrestler, Stone Cold, when he was fighting against Vince McMahon. That's kind of similar to what they're trying to bring up here.
But Ronda Rousey, who's the Stone Cold in the situation? Ronda Rousey. Stone Cold is a way better wrestler than Ronda Rousey is.
Yeah, but no,
Like,
that's
she
true.
just jumped in.
She just
By the time
jumped in.
Austin made it to WWF at the time, he already had about a cool maybe almost 10 years of experience or something.
Yeah, he was with the ringmaster gimmick, yes. But like I said, I don't know. I don't see it as one of the top ones there.
So there's 4 weeks left. What do they do? Because they've kind of this is kind of like the pinnacle.
This
is like what the
was like a
go-home-
Well, there's
yeah,
nothing
it was
they
like a
could
go-home
change
segment.
right now.
So
They're
what
gonna have to do it.
do they do? You're not going to put Ronda in a squash match. You're not going to. I mean, are they just going to do the same thing? Like, I really enjoyed the segment. I thought this was the best thing on Raw.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I don't know. There was some other good stuff on Raw. Let's get into it. Asuka defeats Nia Jax. Very, very great match. It was well done.
It was cool. It
I,
was alright.
It was
I
alright.
enjoyed it. The emotions, they got pathos out of me. And then at the end, Naya having kind of like a baby face moment. The fans showing her some RESPECT.
I thought it was a little
Yeah,
forced.
yeah.
I thought it was forced. Like they always do that. It was. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like the Triple H thing at SummerSlam when like they cut the music and like
2012, yeah.
and it was like, oh, is Triple H going to retire?
Is it
And he
over?
was trying to like get all the babyface emotions, and like nobody was buying it. They were just like catcalling him and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was just like it was kind of just like I feel like they were forcing it too much. Like, okay, they cut the music, the cameras on Naya. We're all supposed to cheer and acknowledge how great she is, and I think you should be focusing more on how dominant Asuka is right now because there's more money in Asuka than there's in Nia Jax. Who's lost all the time. She's not an unstoppable monster, and
Right.
you should be focusing on Asuka and what she's doing. And they're kind of just dancing around the fact of, I mean, we'll figure out what happens after Fastlane, but they're not really saying exactly Asuka's facing Alexa Bliss right now.
Yeah. All right. The Bar defeat the Revival.
I did not like this.
I mean, look what's going on with the revival at the 25-year spot, and what was it, the 25 years anniversary? I mean, they made them look bad,
I mean, we all saw that coming.
and then now they're doing the whole Ascension thing. I don't know, them guys.
As much as I dog the Revival, I think they're a great talent,
They
and
are.
I don't think they should have been losing to the Bar straight up like that
What
with
do you
with like no build. Like, they had a Twitter exchange, but is that really a build? And that's
what do you think of the revival as Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard,
Brainbusters, yeah.
yeah.
Brainbusters?
I mean, the tag team division in general on both shows are not very great. There's just the Usos and the New Day, and then on Raw there's the Bar that are believable people who can win all the time. And the Revival could have been that, and then I think they still can do that, but you just need to build them up a lot more than I thought they had to. But
But how are you going to build up the revival after they're
they are
cutting them
damaged. They are
down?
damaged after this. I agree they shouldn't have done this in the beginning. It was because, I mean, the whole thing of the Bar is like they're running through everybody and they're supposed to call out somebody, and then it's building to apparently nothing. Like they don't really have an idea of what's going on,
Yeah.
of who the Bar is going to face. Maybe it's the Authors of Pain. Maybe War Machine. Maybe Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy team up. I don't know.
Woken wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. The franchise Big Match John goes on to defeat Goldust.
This was terrible.
This was what the hell? What are we doing?
I don't know what Goldust was like. I don't know if Goldust just messed up. If the cadence was, I mean, just something. The Goldust thing was like, it was like, what the hell is he talking about? He was just going on and on and on about like nothing. Like, I really liked the Goldust when he was with R-Truth, and he was like quoting movies, and he was like being all serious. But then,
Oh yeah,
like
they dropped that.
when he was talking to John, I was like, okay, I thought he was gonna get somewhere, and he just never went somewhere with it. He was like, I'm gonna be the director of your whatever motion picture, and I'm like, okay, so what does that mean you're gonna do? Like, it didn't go anywhere. Then the match itself was bad. I mean,
What do you guys think about John Cena? Anyways, coming onto Raw, I know he's a free agent and all, but I mean, his storyline is in SmackDown right now.
I think it was just a cute way of them not having. I mean, he's kind of explained it like, oh, I don't want anybody interrupting me, which I mean technically makes sense. If John Cena comes out and starts talking trash to everybody, someone's going to interrupt him.
Mm.
But I think he could have. I think he could have just cut the Goldust promo entirely and just kind of built this up as like a John Cena versus Goldust first time ever match, and then just have like a 5-minute match with John Cena going over pretty clean, and,
Yeah.
and you can still have John Cena do a promo. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what happened with Goldust. And then even Corey Graves, who's like the mouthpiece for Vince, was like, "This is weird," which is kind of like code word for, "Yeah, we understand this is bad."
Mhm.
All right. Bailey goes on to defeat Mandy Rose.
Good for Bailey.
Good for Bailey.
Yep.
When are we gonna get the wheels rolling on this Sasha Bailey thing?
I don't know, but they're kind of playing both ways. Like first Sasha was the heel, and now Bailey's kind of the heel. Like, and the thing is with WWE, like lately, when they do heel turns, there's not actually like a turn. It's just like, okay, they're heels now, boo them.
Yeah.
But I hope like with this, somebody does something.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's Bailey, because I mean, Sami Zayn turned out to be a pretty good heel, and I know with Bailey. I don't know about
Does
Bailey.
Bailey have it in her? Is she mean? Because I've said this before. This could be Mega Powers adjacent, not on the same level as that, but for a little bit, it could have the same rumblings as that. I don't know.
I totally agree with that concept though, because see, you said the Mega Powers. That's old school. That's yours truly right here.
Not as old school as El Santo, but
Oh, sure.
whatever.
I think he was back in the 70s,
That was back like in the 40s, in the
in the
30s.
40s, 30s. Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know. Preferably, I would love to see Sasha Banks turn heel. She's a boss. Bosses are bad people in some cases, and Sasha Banks works better as a heel. All right. Moving on from that, Braun Strowman defeats Elias. What the hell was this?
Haven't I told you that
What was
that
this?
Braun Strowman, they're just going to keep having him destroy things, and it's just going to end up becoming comedy, and that's exactly what's happening
Okay,
right now.
I mean, honestly, with what they should have done with this whole Elias thing from the beginning, Elias could have sang a song dissing Strowman, and he could have just kept ducking Strowman until like Mania or something. They could have saved all these spots or whatever until not like the whole gimmick instrument thing, but like Strowman getting Elias' own guitar and smashing him with that or something. I don't know. This was I didn't really like it.
You didn't like the match? This is the first time now that I'm going opposite of you guys, because I like that match.
You
I
were the
like.
opposite of us when we started.
I know. Well, I mean,
Come on,
sometimes
guy,
you gotta
keep
go
it up.
opposite.
It makes for
But
good content.
you know,
We don't
because
need to agree
here's
on
the thing,
everything.
that match, if you cut, did some cutting out in the Raw segments there, like with the Goldust thing, right, and then you actually extended this match, it would be a good. It was a good match. I liked it. I like the way, when you see guitars breaking, you see pianos going down. That's all beautiful.
I wanted a body slam through the piano.
Yeah, I thought that's what
It's
he was
probably
doing.
not very safe, but I wanted to see it, and it didn't happen. But
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, the thing with they did the whole getaway thing and Braun lifting up the car, just
Okay.
more of the theatrics that I don't like. I wish Mitchell
Yeah.
was here so he can defend it, because we all know Mitchell would have defended that stupid
Mitchell
stuff.
would have loved it.
But I mean, I felt like this was kind of like a, I don't know, like a half baked type movie type thing where like you just don't pay attention. It's fine. It's fun. See some things break. Everything's happy. What the hell are you doing? You dropped your pen again.
Yes.
You need to just settle down. You're not even using the pen. Why are you dropping it?
Okay, moving on. All right. Bray Wyatt defeats Rhino, and then we get a little message from my boy Matthew Moore Hardy,
Brother Moore.
Brother Moore. Yes.
Hardy Count Compound. Is
The
coming.
great. Are you gonna be there, Senior Benjamin?
He's already prepared the
I'm
battlefield.
ready. I'm ready. I'll be there.
Vanguard
What does the battlefield look like since you prepared it?
A lot of shapes,
A lot of shapes.
a lot of mazes.
Did Jeff Hardy help you out? Because I know he likes doing that stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Did
he,
the
you know
Vessel
what? He
brother-
actually was inside with Maxwell.
Okay.
Axel.
Babysitting, I feel it. Being a good uncle.
Rebby, did you
That's-
Hey, that's his daughter,
Nah,
man.
you know what,
That's his
dude?
daughter,
I
man. You
can't-
can't
I
be talking about him like that.
I can't talk about Rebby.
I mean, Vince wanted an incest angle with Stephanie. Come on.
Come on.
But moving on from that, yes, the Hardy compound. Apparently, they filmed it yesterday.
So when does it debut? Does it do? I hope they just do it on Raw, because I don't want to. I mean,
Yeah, don't put that on.
WrestleMania is
WrestleMania.
long.
Absolutely not.
WrestleMania is long enough as it is. I don't want. I mean, I would love to watch it, but I don't need a 20-minute segment. Just put it on Raw.
Yeah, just give it a nice little 20 minutes.
I mean,
on
especially
Raw.
like the go home shows on Raw. Like, there's nothing really happens on those. So make it like a big deal. Have like that their WrestleMania match.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, Finn Balor and Seth freaking Rollins defeat the Miz Taraj.
The Miz's promo. We're just going to skip over the Mizzies.
I
I
mean,
know.
I mean, I didn't like the Mizzies because they made the baby faces look dumb, and the heels were speaking too much truth.
I want
like-
a Mizzy.
Yeah, Seth Rollins went 65 minutes, but he lost the match, and then he didn't win the Elimination Chamber. Finn Balor he lost the title in like less than 24 hours, and then he never got it back. And Kurt Angle's an incompetent GM and a terrible dad. I mean, you want the heels to have a little bit of truth, but like the overall concept is BS. With this one, it was like the Miz was like poking too many holes in the baby faces.
Yeah.
Like the Miz's whole gimmick right now is like he buries everybody and tells the truth, which it has its ups and downs, and I thought this was a down.
It was something interesting, like you said.
And everybody complaining about not being on WrestleMania. Everyone's going to be on WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Everyone's going to get a match. That's just what happens. Unfortunately,
that's what happens. 2-hour pre-show.
Everybody
Everybody performs. at
Everybody
WrestleMania.
doesn't. Nobody. Everybody doesn't make it to the World Series. people have to watch it
Not
sometimes.
everybody's playing the Super Bowl game, you know?
Yeah,
Jesus.
but you wouldn't know because you don't watch Super Bowl.
Hey, I watched the last 2 minutes so I can talk some schmack.
You didn't even know who LT was.
Okay.
You called him the refrigerator.
Okay, look, I realized that was was it William Perry, whatever his name was. I realized that later on after that recording.
After you Google searched it.
I apologize.
Who is the refrigerator?
I did not do all that. All right.
Okay, whatever you say.
Siri did it for me. Moving on from that, yes, Rollins and Balor defeat the Miz Taraj. This triple threat, it's gonna shape up to be nice. If Miz retained, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
So do you think the triple threat is just going to be them three, or are they going to add more people? Because right now the whole WrestleMania thing is in flux because of Brock Lesnar maybe not showing up, and then steroid Roman Reigns. So they're just kind of just not putting everybody in a match right now.
I heard that Roman could have been confused with Luther Reigns. But that's a topic for another time. The whole Balance Roller Miz thing, I think it should just remain those three.
Yeah.
Like I said, they had a great triple threat last year on Raw. Just let it be those three, and if Miz retains, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Finn Balor should go over.
That's very true. Well,
if-
hell, I think.
Well, personally, I think Seth Rollins should go over because I think Seth Rollins is the hottest thing going on Raw right now.
I mean, that is true. Like, if I could pick somebody to actually win this, I would have to go Seth. I mean, it's the title he's never won. We could do that whole story like they're doing with.
Are we going to have like another Grand Slam champion? Because apparently they're just handing those things out like it's candy on Halloween now. Everybody's a Grand Slam champion now.
I give it 2 years. Jinder Mahal will be a Grand Slam champion. Moving on from that, Seth Rollins. Yeah, he's on fire right now. He's burning it down, so to speak. I think he can do it at WrestleMania and become IC champ. All right, the big dog Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have a promo.
Go ahead. Did you like it? Seriously, did
Paul
you like
Heyman
the Paul Heyman promo?
I thought Paul Heyman, it was not his best work.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
I thought he was going on way too much. I thought he was trying to be too cute sometimes.
Yeah, I think he didn't realize how much time he had left, so we had to keep going. He said stuff like Brock cares. If he cares, why isn't he here? Stuff like that. He referred to the title being Brock's bitch. I mean, it's just.
I thought I was going to hear like outrage about that. I actually haven't heard that much about like referring to a title as a bitch, especially on Women's History Month.
Exactly.
But
I don't know. Then Roman comes out and it. Thoughts?
Roman Reigns. I think really what Paul Heyman was trying to do though was he was trying to kind of push Roman Reigns into being the good guy in this thing, being babyface. He's probably was trying to do that because I mean a lot of the stuff that Paul Heyman has said, I mean, just did not make any sense. They're talking about next week. Brock Lesnar is supposed to be there at Raw.
I hope he no shows. That'd be so great.
I'm telling you, just no show up until WrestleMania.
Yeah, but
I said that, but okay. Taking my ideas.
You said that. A lot of stuff happens. I don't remember.
But here's what I don't get though. If they announce that Brock Lesnar is going to be at a Raw and he's not showing, right? But they're selling tickets because people are expecting him.
They do that all the time though. They always cards subject to change. Like there's so many like dark matches that they advertise and it never happens.
Exactly.
But at least with that, usually the talent's at least there. But I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on with Brock. You could just have him show up after the show. You could just do that.
Yeah, you could do that. He's done stuff like that before.
I mean, you can say like, oh, he just showed up. Like you can say, you can kind of dance around like, oh, he's not gonna be here, or he can be like, oh, I don't know, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
I mean, technically, Brock will still be at Raw,
Mm-hmm.
so they can play around with that whole thing. But moving on from that, let's get into the SmackDown recap. The Go Home Show to Fastlane. Ruby Riott
can we get this thing over with?
and Charlotte Flair have a promo.
They did have a promo.
The hell?
Charlotte was. I did not think Charlotte was sympathetic in this role.
Yeah.
Like when when it's the entitled, rich kid saying, "Oh, it's because I had to work harder than." It's kind of like what Stephanie said, like, "Oh, I had to work harder than everyone else just because of who I was." Like, yeah, not really. Like, yeah, maybe you had higher expectations, but you're still a Flair. Ric Flair has all that money. Just
that Ric Flair drip.
You know what? Once again, I try to play the song on the pod when it first came out, and you're like, I don't want to listen to that stuff. But now that Ric Flair's in the music video with Offset and Metro Boomin, now you're just all on the bandwagon.
Woo! I enjoyed it. I loved it.
But did you guys understand though at the end of that promo there when the whole Riot Squad was jumping into the ring
Yeah.
ready to fight?
That stuff happens all the time.
And
I
then
mean,
Bobby
but
Roode comes down, they just
Bobby
stand
Roode
there
comes
and
out,
look like a bunch of idiots.
and then,
Oh yeah, that. And
That was
then
dumb.
she tweeted lyrics from Monica and Brandy's "The Boy's Mine" song. I'm like, Rude is married with 3 kids. What are we doing?
What, Charlotte was trying to shoot her shot?
I don't know.
I mean, Charlotte looked a little too giddy there. She looked very happy to see Bobby Roode.
I know.
I mean,
and then they break to commercial, then they come back with Bobby Roode on commentary, and all
Yeah,
the women are gone.
I don't know what the hell that was.
SmackDown is just not very good right now.
I don't know who's writing this. Like,
It's all Brian James. Road Dogg, what are you doing, bro?
hey, he was better when he was writing with my baby tonight. You know, the roadie. But yeah, this wasn't really good. And then we move on to my boy Jinder Mahal defeating Randy Orton.
Is this going to make it a triple threat match?
We're gonna find out like Saturday morning. Oh yeah, it's a triple threat now. They do stuff.
I mean,
like
I thought
that.
I thought that's where they're going to begin with, but
I guess not.
apparently not.
You know what I noticed about at the end of that match when Bobby Roode went up to the apron? He had a long time to look at Randy Orton to bump right into him. He was actually looking at, well, why can't you move?
Yeah, that happens all the time, and it's really stupid.
Yeah.
Just like the words on the screen. Oh my god,
Yeah,
they did more.
that's-
They
that's
did
pissing
more of
me
They
that
did
off.
more of it.
on both shows. I hate it.
It's,
I hate it with
it's
a
really
passion.
upsetting. All right, well, of course, like I said, Mahal defeats Orton. Then we get into Becky Lynch defeating Carmella.
Give me that, Becky.
Yeah, my girl Mella Mel. All right.
Is she ever gonna
I mean, we'll
cash it in?
we'll get it.
WrestleMania.
Nah, we'll get into that a little bit later. Natalia and Naomi have the weirdest segment I've ever seen.
Natalia's acting is just piss poor.
Natty, what are we doing?
I mean, when Lana buried her on Total Diva saying you can't cut a promo,
Oh.
she was being right. She was really.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
we
a
all
sh-
know Lana is a great actress. She was on Pitch Perfect 1 and Pitch Perfect 2.
I know that was a shoot, brothers. All right, Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles have a problem.
Hold on, I need to say one thing.
Okay.
When Naomi was watching the TV, she was actually watching the TV like a normal person, standing in front of the television, not at like a 45-degree angle, like watching with one eye. They showed the TV from the back, and they showed Naomi face in front. Like, we can understand that if she's watching a TV and you tell her she's watching the match, we'll believe you that she's
SmackDown-
watching the match.
SmackDown's making improvements, slowly but surely. All right.
Next thing you know, maybe they cut out Naomi's kicks and they cut out those stupid words on the promos.
Oh,
On the
that'd be
promo.
awesome.
Thingies.
All right, the phenomenal AJ Styles has a promo. He's interrupted by the show-off Dolph Ziggler.
See, and that's why John Cena went to Raw.
Actually, makes perfect sense.
There you go. Continuity.
Oh, continuity. And then it said they're gonna have a one-on-one match, and then it turns into a fatal 5-way.
Poor AJ. Like, Shane McMahon, this was a total heel move.
Back to the original idea of Fastlane.
Like, he made not only does Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles have to wrestle another match, AJ Styles has to wrestle against 4 other heels, which makes him totally outnumbered. He's a champion, so realistically, if they were smart, everyone would just kill AJ Styles. So there's no way he's gonna win.
AJ was in that whole thing for about 35 minutes.
You have the microphone, you have to whisper.
Why would we? What are we doing?
Where's Dana Bryan?
He was at
He
home
wa-
with Birdie.
What's the name of that?
Shout out to Brie. She's at Disney World right now.
Shout out, Birdie. Yeah, I saw that.
Hmm
All right. Well, in the fatal 5-way, Sami Zayn he pins Kevin Owens.
Showing some tension between Cammy right now. Sammy saying he was going to lay down for Kevin, but then when this isn't the match, so he can always deny that. But he kicked his best friend in the face and he pinned him. Maybe that was Kevin Owens laying down for Sami Zayn. I don't know, but
I don't know.
this
we'll
could be
see.
all just a ruse.
Yeah, it's a ruse.
Finger poke of doom coming this Sunday.
Yeah, you never know. All right, Fastlane predictions. Let's get into it real quick. Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalia and Carmella.
The baby faces will go over.
Yeah, babyface.
Give me that Becky.
Becky Lynch.
Naomi. All right, cool. All right, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. I didn't get into that on SmackDown, but here we are at Fastlane.
Why? What's the point of this match? There's
There
no
isn't.
there's no real. What's the benefit of this? No one's gonna win. Shinsuke's gonna go up against probably one of the hottest baby faces on SmackDown, even though he's a heel. Everyone's gonna go back and forth. People are gonna Boo Nakamura, which is not what you want before he goes off to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Like, what the hell are you doing?
I don't know. Shinsuke.
Yeah, Shinsuke's winning.
Yeah,
He better
Shinsuke.
win. But this doesn't do him any good because he's gonna get booed. But maybe Rusev might get the majority of the cheers.
Never know.
You never know.
All right, the glorious Bobby Roode defends the United States Championship against Randy Orton, the one title that's eluded Randy his whole career. Mahal interferes and costs Orton the title.
I mean, I think Bobby Roode's gonna win. I don't really care either way. They might just have a triple threat match at WrestleMania because they're just gonna be more people at WrestleMania. Everything's gonna be a multi-man match.
Yeah, Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's going to take this one.
All right. Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott for the SmackDown Women's title. Now, here's one of
Tell
one of
us
two
what's
things
gonna
that's
happen. Tell us what's gonna happen.
Yeah, go ahead.
At the end of the match, Charlotte's gonna retain, and either Asuka's gonna make the jump over to SmackDown because we don't know. She hasn't issued she hasn't told us who she's gonna face. There's no official graphic for what she's doing at WrestleMania. She shows up, looks Charlotte in the eye, points at the WrestleMania sign, and we got Charlotte versus Asuka for WrestleMania. Or if that doesn't happen, the Riot Squad attacks Charlotte, and my girl Carmella cashes in Money in the Bank.
I don't think they're going to cash him.
Successfully, by the way.
I don't think Carmella's going to do that until WrestleMania.
No.
Watch.
I don't think so.
Because, but I actually.
So wait, what you're
listen-
telling me is if Asuka defeats Charlotte at WrestleMania, Carmella's going to cash in?
Never know. You never know.
Oh.
I say Carmella's not going to cash in successfully. I think she's not going to get it.
I mean, it's the
'Cause what I would
it's the
do-
first woman's one.
Because I've said it very times. I want that Asuka Ronda Rousey match at WrestleMania, and if Asuka's a champion on SmackDown, she needs to hold that thing forever. And I don't want, especially if she's like, because you think about it, if Asuka is facing Charlotte for the championship, and Asuka loses the title to Carmella, that's still a loss. No matter how tainted it is, it's still a loss, and you want to
Yeah.
keep that streak as strong as possible.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like Carmella can cash in at Fastlane, get the title off of Charlotte or whatever, and then
Or maybe she cashes in on Raw.
Yeah.
I mean,
she
there's
cashes in on the Raw. Yeah,
On
actually,
Alexa Bliss.
there's no real specification of which champion she can cash in on. So you're right.
boom.
There we go. All right.
I'm so smart.
But Charlotte, I have her going over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Usos, my boys, running the penitentiary. They defend those tag titles against the New Day.
I'm kind of torn just
That
because
was a
both
tough one.
of them are kind of just on the same level, and they're
Yeah.
just trading them back and forth.
They've given us some great matches last year, going back and forth.
When it comes down to it, I'll go with the Usos just to keep it on them because I don't like switching back and forth the titles.
Yeah, I might have to go with the penitentiary.
Yeah. Usos will take
Alright.
it.
But I wouldn't be shocked if New Day does win.
Yeah, win like their sixth tag team title.
But could the Bludgeon Brothers come out and set
And then
up
we have a
little-
triple threat tag team match at WrestleMania. Everything's gonna be a triple threat match at
I know.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's how it's sounding like right now.
All right. The phenomenal AJ Styles defends the WWE World Heavyweight title against the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin, the prize fighter Kevin Owens, the franchise John Cena, the underdog from the underground Sami Zayn, and the show-off Dolph Ziggler.
If AJ loses, we riot.
We Ruby Riot.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yep.
what's gonna happen.
I mean, I love AJ. I
I
don't.
think John Cena eats the pin. John Cena's eating the pin. If he's not winning, he's eating the pin.
Yeah. If Cena doesn't break the record and become a 16-time world champion, but then again, I don't know. I'm looking at the six-pack challenge. Last time Dolph and AJ were in a six-pack challenge together, Dolph beat AJ.
That doesn't mean anything.
I don't,
If Vince McMahon doesn't remember what he ate for breakfast yesterday, how is he gonna remember this?
does he want?
I mean, he probably does because it's probably the same thing every day. It's a steak wrap with ketchup. But
You know what? I guarantee you, I could put AJ Styles. I could bet you AJ Styles will win. Who he pins really don't
Pin John.
matter.
It makes sense to pin John. People say Vince is old and senile, but I think he knows he has money in Styles versus Knox, so I'm gonna go Styles.
hmm
yeah, it better be AJ Styles. Or I'm gonna be really mad because then what does AJ do?
Oh yeah,
Like, do we really want the triple threat match at WrestleMania? Like what John Cena said? Not really.
that would break my
I mean,
heart.
especially if we have other triple threat matches. Like
Yeah,
if you have one triple threat, like okay, that's fine. But if you have like two or three on the card that just dilutes the fact,
Yeah,
the
it
novelty
just-
of it. Even though the triple threat match is already diluted as much as it is.
So Styles,
Better
Yes.
be Styles,
Has to be.
if Styles
or else
loses,
you're gonna get an angry drunken tirade on the podcast on the after show.
But it has to be Styles.
yeah. All right, Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? Who shined brightest this week?
Sean bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a. I'm not gonna go into it.
I guess I go with Ronda Rousey. I mean, I like the segment in general, so I guess I just pick Ronda Rousey. As I said, she's getting better. She's not perfect by any means. There's still some room to work with.
I'll go Kurt Angle.
You go Kurt Angle. All
Yeah.
right. I mean, I did enjoy this. I think the segment was the best thing on WWE
Yeah.
this week. So,
I saw a little.
despite our new co-host disagreeing with us,
It is.
I saw a little bit of that old Kurt, so I'm a
little bit of that. Yeah, he is old. He's old like me, but
I mean, it's not
I
what I'm
don't
talking
think
about. Who do you got?
Braun Strowman. Let him play the instrument some more.
LeBron? You got LeBron? All right.
LeBron.
I'm waiting for that EP to
LeBron.
drop. All right, my promo pick of the week. Dolph Ziggler's been dropping these promos on Instagram and Twitter,
don't care.
kind of derailing his competition.
Don't care.
They're interesting.
Don't care.
I care, goddammit.
I don't.
I agree with them.
I couldn't
Shut up.
care
I
less.
agree with him.
All right.
I'm sorry. I agree.
They're interesting.
What
They're,
was-
they're weird.
Hold on, but what is he talking about? Because I honestly don't even know what you're talking about. So what is he saying in
Bruh,
these promos? Is it the
You
same
have
thing
to watch the promos
that
to find out.
that he's been held back? He's
Well,
had
give
the
us the
no,
Cliff
it's not
Notes.
even like
he's
that.
had the match of the night, and
It's
they
completely
they
different.
don't push me and blah blah blah
Give
blah.
us the
blah.
Cliff Notes on it.
It's completely
Just
different.
tell us what it is.
It's something new, and he talks about Finn Balor and Two Sweets. He talks about working the world and finally coming to WWE. It's like multiple ones. It's something new from Dolph. I'm not really sure what it is. At the end of all of them, he says later marks.
See, like
I don't know.
That's the thing I don't like with Dolph. He tries to be so smart, and I think he like outsmarts himself. Like, on social media, I don't want you to pander to me and be like, "Oh yeah, it's all a work, and you guys are all stupid and blah 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 blah." Just be like, just keep it real, man. Like,
Yeah.
keep kayfabe alive, man. I don't need Dolph like shooting on everybody, because then I know he's not really shooting on everybody. Because it's just it's a double entendre. I don't know. What the hell
Double entendre. All right,
I don't even know
Joe.
if that made any sense, but it made sense to me. Like AJ Styles beating off John Cena.
You have the match pick of the week. What is it? It better be good.
Oh, it better be good. We talked about it. As a matter of fact,
I don't remember.
okay,
Twin Towers versus the Mega Powers.
No,
Oh, okay.
WrestleMania
Team-
6. Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. The passing of the torch.
You got something to say about that one? I know how you feel
I like
about.
that match. It's probably Ultimate Warrior's best match of his career. I ain't gonna
Because you know
hate.
what? They didn't even have they didn't even talk shit about each other. throughout the whole
Whoa,
time.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, ish.
Who
I meant
cares?
say ish. I apologize.
Once again, you said we're not supposed to have any profanity because we're supposed to be on the radio, and I have not seen any effing
Dude,
radio.
The frequency doesn't go to even the parking lot. I'm sorry, we're there though.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I
Anyways.
apologize, Podfather. I apologize. But I'm telling you, there was no disrespect between Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior back then. And then it was a great match.
I mean, no,
Hulk Hogan cried on the way back.
I mean, he kicked out at 3 1/4.
yeah.
But
I mean, I'll agree with you. With what you said, I've watched it probably. Ultimate Warrior's best match, Hogan's best match was the year previous with Savage at Mania 5.
Mhm.
Great stuff from that era of.
no, Hogan's best match was WrestleMania 7/18 with The Rock. The match was great.
If you watch that
even
match,
though, even though,
no sound.
even though he didn't do anything.
He just did.
Yeah, it was great.
Ew.
It was great.
All right. You can follow us on Twitter at BulletCast, YouTube channel The BulletCast, Instagram is The BulletCast. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play,
Grinder. Adult Finder.
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Tinder.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
I said that.
I
Already.
don't pay attention to what you say.
Whoa, way. All right, people. This has been fun.
Curves.com. I don't know if that's a real thing.
I don't know.
But there's something like that,
This has been interesting. Go slap some Biggie. He died 21 years ago today. R.I.P. to the notorious B.I.G.
Watch the unsolved crimes of Tupac and Biggie.
That's
airs after SmackDown.
Yes, every Tuesday. Very, very interesting.
That's code word if you haven't seen it.
Huh?
That's code for you haven't seen it.
I've watched it.
Both of them?
I've watched both episodes. I
Okay.
had to.
Okay.
All
You
right.
gotta do it for the culture?
I gotta do it for the culture.
You see Black Panther?
Of course, I saw Black Panther.
My man.
Hey, Wakanda.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to Oakland, bro. Opening scenes in Oakland. That's how we do it out here. 510.
Wakanda for life, bruh. All right.
Oh my
Goodbye
God.
and good night. Bang.
Wow. Gimmick infringement.